This is Greater MSP Business with Cindy Brucato.
Agriculture and medicine, two of the strengths of our region, are coming together as the basis for a new business venture into something called molecular farming. It uses tobacco to treat cancer and other diseases. The name of the business is MNPHARM. At greenhouses in Maplewood, MNPHARM grows tobacco for a process that produces a vaccine similar to the process in which chicken eggs are injected to produce the flu vaccine. The key here, though, is that tobacco can produce a vaccine much more rapidly. The tobacco plants are exposed to genetic material that grows along with the plant, and the vaccine is extracted at harvest. We're talking with Dave Roeser, co-founder and CEO of MNPHARM. Thanks for having us here today. What inspired you to get into the molecular farming business?
Well, it started about almost 2 years ago when some people were looking at our equipment and said, you know, your equipment would be great to grow this new tobacco-based medicines. And people have been talking to us about trying to get into the cannabis market, and we decided we really didn't want to get into that. But going further, when several doctors said that you should really check into this, we did, and with some earnest, and said, you know, we know how to grow indoor plants. We're not scientists, but if we could find some great partners like that, we could move this forward and be able to grow plants inside and help to move medicine further along.
So tell us in a little bit more detail, how does this work?
We're starting with tobacco plants, and what we do is we infect them. We are genetically modifying a tobacco plant to make a certain protein for us. And so what has happened over the years is that technology has really advanced, and it's allowed that to happen today. Molecular farming, indoor farming, biochemistry, and especially gene mapping and gene insertion has allowed this to happen. And so what we do is the researchers tell us exactly what the gene sequence is. We then have a company insert that in a vector, and then we infect these plants after they grow up until they're of maturity. Then we infect them their last week and tell them to be little factories for us. And what they do is they grow the proteins that we need, and then we extract them. And what happens to those proteins is if this was a cancer cell, everybody's cancer is different because it's your DNA. What we are doing is we're taking a piece and we're making something that fits right on it. So it's not going to kill it per se and kill all the cells around it. It's just going to stick to the sticky parts in the DNA, encapsulate it, and stop it from growing.
Who are your partners in this enterprise?
We have been blessed with some really great partners. In particular, Jim Thompson is a researcher at the Mayo Clinic, and he has taken a great interest in us, and he's been just very invaluable to us. And we have a conference call with the Mayo Clinic on a weekly basis. That has progressed along so well that we now have kind of a sister company that is formed with 3 researchers from the Mayo Clinic and Jeff and myself from MNPHARM. And what that is doing is making it's making very small antibodies. And what we're doing there is that is really targeted at cancer, but it really has some further applications for it too, because these particular antibodies are about the 10th of the size of regular ones. What happens is they can pass through areas, the blood-brain barrier, the stomach, and things like that. So they can affect a lot of things, make a lot of things very possible.
What is the timeline for bringing these products to market?
Well, we had proof of concept at the end of last year. We've been refining the process, and so what we do is we actually when we're doing this, we'll put a fluorescent marker into the cell we're making, so that what we can do is grow the plant up and then actually hit it with a black light. And if it's glowing back the right color to us, we know that it's manufacturing that protein that we wanted to, because we put that marker in it. So we've now gone from being able to do that on a limited basis to being able to get full plant expression. And so for right now, what we're doing is we're working with another company to do the gene insertion. That will be about 20 days from now. We will have that material. We will then be growing it up in an agrobacterium and infecting probably these plants. These will be ready for them. And at that time, we'll harvest them 6 days later, and we will have some of this product that we would be selling to some researchers to be able to move ahead with this. And so we're getting very close.
So we'll have to follow up on this latest development. Dave Roeser from MNPHARM, thanks for having us here today. For Greater MSP Business, I'm Cindy Brucato.